Yeah.
All right. Were you singing?
No, I was singing along.
You were singing. Anyways, welcome everyone to the late night show. I'm Canada's restaurant guy, and this is Dominic here, and we have a great guest again tonight. And Dominic, you know what? I've been because we've been putting this up in our not podcast space, and I gotta work on my intros.
Yeah, good. I think.
Yeah. That, and tonight we are not going to touch our face.
Wow.
Nope. No, apparently I do this a lot, folks.
Oh.
So I'm going to hold this
really,
plant.
no.
I'm going to hold this plant all night.
Oh.
So every time I touch my face, I'm going to hold the plant.
Well, just have the hand sanitizer, Jay. Okay. We do it. There's lots of studies about, how many times we touch our face a day and touch.
It's like a million, right?
Oh, it's a shit ton. It's a lot. We'll have to do a show on it.
Tap your mic. Okay, it works. I'm gonna buy you a new mic one day too.
This is a fancy mic, man. What the hell?
Doesn't work with shoot. It doesn't work with shoot.
How
Anyways,
about that? How's that?
Hey, that works better. That works better.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think you got to do it. It's dynamic, so you got to go sideways on it.
Oh.
So when you go sideways, it changes the volume, right?
Okay.
Mine's not dynamic. Mine's just a different one.
There's also the dial, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to be set to there.
What is it? Does it look like two moons?
Two moons.
Or two? Looks like a cherry upside down.
Should I be on two moons?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not. I'm on the.
There you go.
How's that?
You just changed your whole mic, buddy.
Wow.
See, not only am I a podcaster for the restaurant industry, I'm also a professional mic guy.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyways.
What a title.
There you go. Thanks.
Canada's restaurant guy and professional mic guy, right?
Exactly. Never use my name. Anyways, before we get started tonight, let's do our disclaimer. All discussions tonight are based on our perspective, so no one else's. It's just us, and we don't know anything, so it's not really important. And should not be considered. If you consider what we talk about, official statements of our views, you're crazy. So anyways, here's your statement.
Scare our guest. She probably ran out of the green room. Just
like first guest ever to leave before we even hit play. Oh boy. Anyways, we have a great show tonight. Dominic, I'll let you do the introductions, but before we get started, everyone, tonight, as we record this up into our podcast cloud, which will be available on Spotify as well as Apple and everywhere else, please make sure you check out our shows. I've been loading a lot of shows up there, Dominic. It's looking good.
Cool.
Also, we have Safe Check podcast as well.
Yeah.
Got to do a shout out there. That's every week as well, and we're having a great time there. Got to get another next guest coming up. But we also have some possible pop coming out as well to promote our shows, which I think is freaking awesome. And
you just like designing that can, eh?
Like your can again. Look at that. Those are awesome.
Why is my can smaller? Am I like an 8-ounce can? I don't want a European can. I want a full 12-ounce can. What the
That's the health can. That's where those Diet Pepsis are half the size. Right? Which is, by the way, a brilliant marketing move, by the way.
I think they get more money for it too, right?
I know, exactly, for the ounce. Hell yeah. It's brilliant marketing. Shrinkflation. Yeah. Anyways, as Dr. Savant would say. Before we get started, Dominic, what are you doing April 8th?
I'm going to be at the Restaurants Canada show.
I can't believe 200 shows later and your mic sounds so much better now.
Yeah. Where was my mic guy? I got to hire a better mic guy, apparently.
Apparently, you got to work on that guy. Anyways, April 8th, you're at the Toronto?
8, 9, and 10, yeah, at the at the Restaurants Canada show, and simultaneously at the Ontario Long-Term Care show.
Same 2 spots at the same place, same time.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Handing out pop.
We're handing out. If our pop's ready, we'll do the pop for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways,
so Canada got a little a clip for the RC show that you're going to play here.
Yeah, thanks for that intro. It must be the goofy tea. Anyways, everyone, please watch this show. And if you're not going to the Restaurants Canada show, you know what? Sell furniture instead of food. Here we go.
Step my game. Step my game. Step my game. Step my game.
There you go. Welcome, everyone. Stacey, welcome to your first live podcast.
Thank you for having me here. I would not have left that because I got a lot of entertainment out of you guys. So I was just sitting here laughing.
Oh, we were tame tonight. You should see us some nights.
Restaurant guy and mic guy sounds like a perfect combination for a podcast host.
Dominic, we have to change your name, Micah.
We were once in Florida, and we came out of a restaurant, and across the street was a bail bond place, and on the same sign, honest to God, plus gun sales. This is
killing
like,
2 birds with 1 stone, right?
I love it.
Jay, welcome, Stacey Sikorski, I think, like the helicopters.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
I think I'm related to him somewhere down the line, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. From Incentivio.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right?
Thank you for having me. You did say that right. Incentivio. Yes.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And where are you joining us from, Stacey?
Oh yeah, first of all, this is
joining from Saskatoon.
Wow.
I always say my work life is in the U.S., but I live in Saskatoon.
What do they used to call it? City of Bridges or something, right, Jay?
Paris of the Prairies.
Oh, Paris of the
Prairies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think at one time it was the Bridges. That might have been Edmonton too.
Bridge City.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bridge
Oh
City?
yeah. Bridge City.
But
Yeah,
Paris
yeah.
of the Prairies because of the bridges.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Mhm.
It's a great
did
city.
They put that on their flag or something? What is?
No.
Is it in no?
I think our
flag.
slogan
It's on
is
the
Saskatoon
sign.
shines because we have the
Oh.
most sunlight hours in Canada.
Every city. Calgary says that too, though. I bet you.
Calgary does not say that.
Yes, they do.
Calgary says the weather's going to change in 2 seconds. Is what it says. Right? Anyways, Stacey, this is awesome to have you on the show tonight. I'm glad that we got connected on LinkedIn, and thank you, LinkedIn, again for all the connections that we make. Let's hear more about I can't even say it.
Incentivio.
Incentivio.
You get
Too
$1
hard.
if you say it right, Jay.
Thank you. pay for our pop.
I got $2 already. I got 3
Pop line?
actually.
You got $3? You just can't say government tonight, Stacey. Don't say government.
$3. Looney Tooney.
Oh, thanks. Wow. Okay, good.
All right, tell about this amazing company. I got
Yeah,
questions
so
for you.
Incentivio, we are a guest engagement platform. So we're encompassing all of the different.
Hey, foodies, you know what? The world of hospitality is always changing. We know this. It's fueled by innovation and new technologies. At the 2024 National Restaurant Show, you'll find everything you need to plate up success for your operations and now and into the future. Whether you're looking to adapt your offerings, satisfy shifting diner expectations, seamlessly navigating these razor-thin, crazy margins, and integrating data-backed strategies to offset your labor challenges, take it from me, Canada's restaurant guy. This show
is everything you need for your business. So let's talk about this. Let's get down into this. So you know what? You're going to see ideas come to life at the National Restaurant Show. You're going to find inspiration, and you're going to find the next big concept and everything that will help you with your business. Do you know this show floor, which is absolutely massive, has over 900 product categories, from award-winning food and beverage items to innovative back-of-the-house equipment and technology. I hope I'm going to see one of those little robots. This event is your one-stop shop. So you know what you need to do? Go to the official website, www.nationalrestaurantshow.com, and register with promo code podcast24 to save $55 off your current registration rate. When it comes to staying on top of what's happening in hospitality and ahead of what's next, that's important, people. That is very important. There's no place like this show. Join your peers at the show for food service in Chicago, May 18th to the 21st, and get a taste of the future. I can't wait.
Tools that guests engage with in a restaurant brand and have them under one platform so that the restaurant brand itself and the lean marketing team that many restaurant brands have are able to action the data and be able to get insights easily. So online ordering, gift cards, loyalty, native mobile or white labeled mobile apps, white labeled delivery, and then we utilize AI and data science to encapsulate that and let the leaders of the brand make really smart and easy decisions, knowing that the way that the industry is headed is towards a more personalized digital experience. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're trying to arm brands that are not Starbucks to have the power of Starbucks.
That's huge. That's huge.
Cool. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I've been here
and
since
there's definitely
September.
a lot of small and medium-sized businesses. Well, we know lots of them don't have podcasts or not podcasts
yet.
But
working on it.
What's it like? What's it like?
I love his questions.
The small. Well, I'm thinking like, do small and medium-sized restaurants think that this is beyond their reach and they don't know?
No. So we charge like a fair, like monthly SaaS fee. So we have locations, like we have restaurants using us from as low as one location all the way up to, I think our largest customer is 180 locations.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. And then I work on the team, lead our team that is overseeing 16 plus restaurant locations. So mid-market enterprise.
Yeah. Like my question really there was like, when you approach a 2-unit restaurant or a 3-unit restaurant, are they kind of surprised that there's something like this available? Or
I would say yes, but the thing about our platform is that what happened to the industry when COVID hit was that a whole bunch of little tech companies spun out of that time. And so there was a culture of best in class, which meant somebody getting a separate tool for every single part of their business. Though maybe if it all integrates correctly, it's great from a guest perspective, but operationally, that's a nightmare. So consolidation is a big part of what we play as well. And I feel like the culture of the industry is headed back towards that and just making things simpler for the operators.
Yeah, 'cause I'm assuming, Stacey, we're going to see this more and more as operators are getting too hard to... There's so much stuff coming out in the tech space, right? For every angle. So having it under one umbrella has got to be the way that they're going to be able to maintain insanity. Yeah. It's just too much. It's too insane out there to keep your finger on everything.
And we integrate with the point of sale system, which is the heart of the restaurant tech. So they're still able to get all of their sales data through there. We just essentially provide the data on the guest engagement side of it.
Nice.
So how's that collected? Tell us how it's collected.
So let's say Jay walks into a restaurant and orders something, does not tell him his name. We're still getting that data from what you ordered. Perhaps after you ordered that thing, you then set up a loyalty account. So as soon as you set up a loyalty account, you're now bucketed as a rookie in the restaurant system.
Okay.
So it's really important to treat these rookies with love, care, and respect, because they are going to eventually turn into loyalists. So we'll help them set up their initial offers. They sign up for their loyalty program. Boom, they're in the program. They order at least 3 times. They're then considered a regular. Then they order at least 3 times, plus they come in on a regular basis. They're a loyalist. That's the most profitable part of your customers you can have. So you're setting up that automated marketing to them, push notifications, SMS text, email, their account inbox, and then they have that same experience with your brand wherever they are. In terms of the AI side of it and customers potentially leaving, like I'm sure you have a branded app on your phone and you haven't gone there in months, and all of a sudden you get this random push notification that says, hey, come in for 50% off cheeseburgers. By that
It's not
time,
McDonald's. Come on, Stacey. It's a salad
by that time,
It's
okay, a
freshy.
salad place, you get a free salad. Guess what? You know what? I like the cheeseburger concept better, because what I'm going to say next is you've already left that brand to go for your salads.
Exactly. There we go.
This describes
It is
But-
on stuff.
But we have AI built in to capture guests that are showing signs of displaying that they're going to churn before that happens, which is a 50%
Really?
recovery rate from that revenue, versus the example I showed you is like a
Oh,
2 to
God.
4% recovery rate. So we can automatically recover that revenue for a restaurant literally by like having them set up their best offer for when somebody goes into that category to pull them back.
So this is, and I'm going to sound old, but this is what
I'm probably same
coupons
age as you.
did back in the day. This is what
Yes.
coupons did back in the day, right?
So now they're called promo codes.
Yeah, Dominic.
And that's where you get your
The old
promo
man.
code.
we have a promo
That's
code.
what he's
I
doing right
understand the
now.
word-
He's cutting coupons.
Well, I understand the word promo code because we use them.
I know you do. Why?
Advantage 24.
I use
A
them.
promo code's like a new age coupon. Coupon.
Well, now you made us old again, Stacey.
But
What
it
the hell?
drives traffic. But it drives traffic, right? Ideally,
Yeah,
it
for
drives
sure.
traffic.
Well, who
And
doesn't,
that's-
especially nowadays, who doesn't want to save? Like, that's
Well,
that-
anything.
it's awesome that it's available.
And if you're a brand that has like a good loyal customer base, you have unique things going on, you're really great at branding, people that are a part of your brand will naturally want to interact with it. So some guests prefer to order online, some guests prefer to order from the mobile app.
So now when you said it integrates with the POS system, when I can order on the mobile app, does your tech integrate with the delivery services as well?
Yes. So that ordering data will go back to the point of sale system. So it's still included in their sales data that they're pulling for the whole restaurant. Yeah.
'Cause
And
they
then we
used to
white
not
label
do that.
with, like we white label with companies like DoorDash Drive, Uber Direct, Skip the Dishes,
Nice.
so that it looks like their own delivery and they don't have to manage that. We even have a partner that will lean on if, in the rare case, somebody actually has their own delivery, we can provide dispatch services there.
Really?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm for people having their own delivery because I'm for the restaurant keeping more of that money. Now your platform allows them to do that if they ever decide. You've got still the odd restaurant that's saying, hey, we're bringing this in-house because maybe we can do it better, but it's usually because they don't want to give up 25 or 30% of their sale. And their customers, as we have inflation coming, there's all these extra piled on costs.
Oh,
and now
so
that
many
might leave,
charges.
right?
Yeah.
So if your tech allows for them to do it or drive even better pickup,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
exactly. And with the integration we have with because DoorDash essentially has like their white labeled solution, which is DoorDash Direct. It's a flat rate per delivery. So
Nice.
there's no like percentage of charges. So the restaurant
penalties?
can charge some of that back to the customer. No, it's so it is very good. I do find there is more of a culture in Canada than the US to go towards third party first. And I hope to change that.
Now,
I
Stacey,
think
I
it's
gotta ask
our
a
labor
question.
issue, Jay. Sorry.
No, I gotta ask this because you can ask that one next. Okay.
Sorry.
I gotta ask this one. Well, no, just because I had it on my list. I gotta ask this one to Stacey. Because
Jason,
Stacey, you
listen.
said I'm doing my homework tonight. So, Stacey, you mentioned the importance of branding in because you've been in the industry a long time and you've been working with some cool companies in the past as well. And branding's really big as we see today. How important is that for restaurants to understand this? So, restaurants are going to be listening to this and going, "Okay, hear this thing about branding." How's important from? Because I always say it from your point of view for restaurants to build the brand, and then all this other stuff kind of adds into that. How important is that?
Like the most important. If
Say
you
it
want to
again.
have,
The
I just
most
think,
important.
yeah, the most important.
Oh,
My favorite restaurant brands that I've worked with have been very, I don't want to say like protective, like intentional with the way that they treat their brand. So,
like that.
if they want to get a mobile app for their brand where people can collect loyalty points and online order and do all of that stuff, send gift cards to their friends, sometimes they'll think that the app is just like, oh, boom, all of the customers are going to come. It's like, no, you have to advertise the app. You have to brand yourself. So I think that based on, and that's what I try to do in the sales process, is like, what is it about your brand that people draw you to? Is it a legacy brand? Is not? The best brands also understand that they need to embrace tech and that it makes their lives easier moving forward, where I've come across some legacy brands that are like, nope, we have old school founders and that's just the way it is. I'm like, okay, peace, see you in 10 years. Like, you're not gonna succeed in this digital age.
It's tough. I say that because all this stuff's really great. And I think the foundation of so many businesses today is the brand, is having that foundation. And like you said, it's not overnight. It's a journey of building brands and have that foundation before
generation.
Yeah.
Gen Z is like in it for themselves. So if they're not getting something out of your brand, they're not going.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
Dominic, your turn.
Well, I think that the challenge is it's unfortunate for the old school brands that aren't embracing it, because they probably have the most to offer.
Yeah.
Right. And the most to gain as well.
Yep.
Because they're old school customers that might be my age and older. We may never embrace that, but the reality is our numbers are shrinking, and the guys that are Jay's age and younger are those numbers are
Good answer, buddy. Bonus points tonight.
Jay and I might be the same age. Okay.
Thank you so much. I'll take that as a compliment.
It's because he's got his app thing.
He's 37 now.
It's his
Well,
AI.
I'm older then.
No, I think
I wish they would. Sorry, Jay. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, seniors first.
I hope they really just start embracing it, because there's so much to lose. It's just
that's the biggest thing right there, Dominic, is what you said. They have the most to gain, the most to reap from this, but it's really the most they're going to lose from it.
Exactly, because nobody's going backwards on this, right? We're not going to.
We're here now.
Be like, next year's less tech.
Yeah.
Next year's going to be less tech and less social media.
The entertainment book, remember? Right? Is that what's coming?
The old school flip books, and you will be cutting out your coupons. Everything's going to come back.
Wait,
it's not.
Rolodex, that's what it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
Rolodex
is back. Wow. Holy cow. This is crazy. But I think that's important. That's why I find all these amazing tech companies are coming into the space, and they're because I remember when tech was coming into the industry many years ago, and it was so fragmented, and everyone had this special niche, and I was getting tired of, it's the same one again. It's just a different label and blah, 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 blah. Now we're hearing where they're all encompassing everything together, and it's becoming a one-stop shop. And I think that's brilliant, because the operators, as we've had many shows on this, on our show, is just too hard. Like, then one of the things I always say, as every restaurant needs a coach, because how do you keep on top of building your brand, having your tech stack, working on your menu. Like we forget about the menu,
Yeah.
the restaurant, the guest experience, all these things. How do you do all that without someone helping you along the way?
Yeah, and it's things that I think brands don't like. If they're intentional about it, they think about this. But
Yeah.
I mean, the restaurant industry is the heaviest franchised industry there is. I'm pretty sure it's the top. But that franchisor-franchisee relationship is so important. And if you don't have your brand locked down, your culture, all of that, in my previous company I worked for, I grew our franchise team, and it was like I could instantly tell just based on how eager the franchisees were if they had a good relationship with their franchisees or not. And the ones that they didn't go through with activating and getting on the platform. They like almost would use it as like no, screw you, I'm not doing that.
Really?
I'm like, that's not a good relationship.
No.
And then post-COVID, you see all of these restaurant brands franchising that beforehand were not, but it's because restaurants aren't getting the capital they were getting pre-pandemic, and now they're having to expand their footprint through franchising.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see that more. We've had also more shows. We've had many shows on this topic as well. Is that I think the days of having one restaurant, and trust me, I don't want to take a jab at anyone on this, but the days of really having a great success of a career or making lots of money is off of multiple locations today. It's hard to do it off of one location. And that might be where you own 5 restaurants or you own one restaurant. I don't think the days of just the one restaurants, especially in the franchise side, we know that it's multiple, most of the time it's multiple locations. But on the independent operator side, we're starting to see this as well. More and more restaurants are getting bought up. They're closing down, right? It's moving to a smaller or maybe not 100 stores, but they may have 10 stores.
And or they're partnering on multiple,
groups.
Where I was last weekend, the chef has a location with one partner, and he's got 2 other locations with 2 other partners. So he's in 3 different restaurants and a brewery as a partner as well, where you've got 4 or 5 investors. They're not ready for franchising, but to Jay's point, they need multiple income streams to make it work. Yeah.
It's doable, but your location has got to be very niche and be an incredible experience to make it with one.
And I think you're offering, it's cool that it's affordable for even one location. To me, that's really important. And when did you start?
So I started here in September.
No, when did the brand start?
Oh,
sorry.
The brand started.
We want to know too, Stacey.
It's been around about.
I don't really care about you. Yes, we care. How many?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
And did it jump at COVID or did it hurt at COVID? Or both?
Good question. So we just got our Series A funding last May. So slow growth until that point. I don't know. Like, we've had fantastic years post-COVID. Good.
Yeah. Because people are starting to realize they have to do something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And now, yes, more importantly, how about you?
Yes, I started with Incentivio in September. Previous to that, I was at 7 Shifts, which is in my hometown, Saskatoon. Headquartered there. I was there for 7.5 years. I was the 11th employee. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like an international superstar, aren't they? Like, they're cool. That's awesome.
They really are. Yeah.
The Saskatchewan people make noise, Dominic.
You know what I think it is? We are so resilient. I laugh to myself when I'm driving to my daughter's dance exam in a blizzard, as I just had a conversation 2 days ago with somebody in Nashville that was talking about how when it rains, nobody goes out. I was like, we just have to keep moving forward and doing things because we can't rely on the weather to cooperate.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's really good for the restaurant industry. They just have to keep moving forward and figure things out no matter what. So it's a good matchup. So I was the 11th employee at 7 Shifts.
Wow.
I was there for 7.5 years, saw it grow to 350 employees.
Cool.
I built 4 different revenue-facing teams while I was there, and then I got hunted by Incentivio last spring, and after a heavy self-reflection period, I decided to go for it. I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and I really wanted to learn about the guest engagement side of the industry. I also have a marketing degree, so kind of fell
Nice.
back on
Did
that.
you go to U of S?
I did, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Saskatchewan people make noise, Dominic. I'm just telling you that. buddy.
Nice. Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, so Stacey, now I'm looking on the site here. It says $249 a month. Tell us more about that. Not that we're selling stuff tonight, folks,
Yeah.
but I want to see, it seems pretty cheap because you've also indicated, is this reduce a person or a person we may not have in staff?
Exactly. So also, I talked to a brand in Canada, who I don't want to say the name because they had one person running, it's like over 100 locations, one person running all of the marketing,
I was going to say not
and
marketing. Are you
all
kidding?
of the store operations by themselves.
Wow.
I'm like, man, does it
one
seem like-
person?
Yes. So she was a very busy person. So in that case, yes, potentially. I mean, I usually have to present to the marketing team, so I don't want them to see this and think they're going to lose their job. I'm looking at it as like a support tool because they just don't have the data is so, especially in Canada. I feel like data platforms are coming out more in the US, but they haven't quite made it to Canada yet. The data is disjointed through a billion different forms of tech. And unless you have somebody full-time data scientist like analyzing all of that and figuring out, this just makes it easier. And yeah, $249 per month, that's the monthly SaaS fee. And that's it. It's just that. We don't charge like post support, no hidden fees. It's that.
Another one of those, Dominic. You like those. No,
I like it. I do.
Stacey-
I think it's smart. It's especially for business. I was talking to a big bank today, a big banking company about. Have you ever seen, Jay? You've seen them. Your what do they call it? Your discount rate statement from the credit card company or from the bank about your credit card and the credit card fees. And there's, I don't know, 50, 55 of them. It's some effing crazy number. Right?
Yeah.
And when I was asking, I was pressing, I was being a bit of a jerk, but I was pressing the guy on, what's that fee for? What's that fee for? What's that fee for? And most of them he couldn't answer. And it was just
serious?
For sure. Yeah, it's terrible, right? It's in this food service industry, it's a big, in any retail industry, it's a big bone of contention, right? Because you go to Australia and they got 0.6% period flat. And that's all they can. And here we're close to 3% or 2.5, they say 1.6, but then there's, this big 47 different fees. So when companies like yourself just say, no, here's the flat fee. There's no hidden fees. Maybe there's no contract, or it's only a 1-year contract, or I don't know.
Yep. That's typically how we start off. Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah. So your commitment's low. The upside is really big. You've got full support. So, there'd be no reason not to do it. And $250 a month, that's less than a person, right? A lot
less. Yes. There are transaction fees involved because we do like the digital ordering, but the thing about Incentivio is that we will bridge to their current payment processor. So if they've spent time negotiating those rates, which a lot of Canadian restaurant brands have done a fantastic job of doing, then they can keep those rates and we'll just connect to it.
Good for you. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome when companies do that. I think it's smart. I think this every industry does it. Like the big banks don't need our 0.2 cents a transaction for every transaction but they can get it right millions of times a day, so it ends up being a lot of money. How what's you're selling mostly into the US? Are you focused on Canada? Or are you focused
So
on both?
North America, my team,
Okay.
like predominantly the US. Obviously, the market there
Yeah.
is way bigger. But since I've joined the team and stepping into a leadership position with the team, I'm like, just let me focus on Canada and
Mhm.
helping that side, and then
Nice.
obviously supporting and coaching my team in the US. But still, I mean, I'm there all the time attending conferences. So
Are you getting is Canada being receptive to it?
this is new. This
It's
is
pretty
like,
new. Yeah.
I would say, so the only thing I'm running into is because of the disjointed tech stack is that unfortunately some of these
Yeah.
operators are locked into really long contracts.
No, are they
So
serious?
Yeah.
yes.
Boo-hoo. That's not good.
So it makes me feel so sad when I come in and they're like, yes. And then they can't because they're locked into a contract, and it's like waiting out that contract, having to find interim tools until that's over. Or in a situation of a brand we're working with right now, they're like looking for a month-to-month contract so they can just like buy time to get their ducks organized, knowing that they'll be able to consolidate a lot of stuff with the platform.
Nice.
You know what's interesting also is the integrations you guys have. I know they're huge. Like a lot of these companies you guys have on your website and stuff that talks about the integrations, like Toast and Ovation. All these companies that I know the people, which is awesome.
Back. Yeah.
But we do see them, but they're slowly coming into Canada as well, which is hopefully going to help some of this chaos that we have.
Absolutely.
These are
So
phenomenal companies.
we are
that-
partnered so closely with Toast. I actually built the Toast partnership at 7 Shifts.
Did you?
So I know that company
you know my boy.
from an
You know my
outsider's
boy.
perspective. Who's your boy, Sean? Oh,
Yeah, Sean's my boy.
Well, he just went live with Incentivio too.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
So
We're working
I'll
on
I'll
our
text
marketing
him.
team's even working on podcasting with him. Tell him I have a picture with him. I'll send it to you.
Do you?
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
love
a picture of
Sean.
you.
He's great.
There you go. Yeah, me and Sean were texting today on some stuff. I sent him. He likes our pop cans, by the way, Dominic.
Nice.
He would love those. Yeah, his lines always be branding.
I know. Me and Sean met a couple of years ago. We did a conference together. He read it. We did a conference together, and we got to know each other. And I'm like, dude. And then he's been like my sounding board on a lot of things, and everyone talks about what he's doing down there because, yeah, she just says you're badass.
Yeah. Sean's the best.
Yeah, he's cool, but this is the thing, and I think when you look at this is what here I'm gonna have a little vent here, Dominic, is that
Vent away, Jay.
well, Sean gets it, okay? He runs a barbecue smokehouse shack, rib place, incredible food, all this stuff, but he's embraced these tech companies into a place that's not a fancy fast casual or anything else, and he's showing the world how to integrate with these companies and work with them, not just put them in or resist them, lean into them. And look what he's done. He's growing an empire, and I'm blown away. So I love to see companies up here do similar stuff, and that also includes in the social aspect of Sean showing everyone how to tell stories. And that's why I'm saying like and Stacey, I see your gap now as you pointed out, because we don't have many Seans up here.
No,
we
found
don't.
you, Canada's restaurant guy.
Yeah, me and Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with that title. It's hard to shake, by the way.
I love it, but I was like just like looking on LinkedIn, like, oh my god, who is like? I literally in my head was thinking like, who are the people like Sean in Canada?
It's Jay
on my search.
It's Jay.
It's myself and I. It's me.
But that like brings a really good point and something I didn't think of with Sean, like, and something I talk to when I always call myself like a non-salesy salesperson. I am here for the industry. I work for the restaurant brand when I'm trying to find them a solution that will work for them. If it's not going to work for them, I will tell them. So the fact that Sean has like partnered so closely with these tech companies it's creating a community. That's what hospitality is. It's like going back to the basics. Whereas something I recently was reflecting on is in the US, there are a ton of conferences. And what they do at these conferences is they charge vendors a ton of money for sponsorship.
fortune.
So much money. Like $20,000 for a booth space. Like, it's ridiculous to me. US. That's US.
Dominic, I have to take back that email I sent today.
And then it's completely free for the operators, which is cool. But I think what's happening is it's creating this like divide between vendors and operators. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen. I went to the women in restaurant leadership conference. It was the first year it was happening in Nashville, end of last month. And it wasn't a salesy environment, but vendors still had to sponsor. And I mentioned to the organizers after, I was like, look, I don't plan conferences, but like, is there a way? I understand everybody needs to make money. Is there a way that we can get more creative in the sponsorships where it brings people together instead of a bunch of booths of people sitting behind a desk? Like, I just want to like be with my people and make connections, and then maybe they're interested about what I'm doing, and maybe it can potentially work for their brand. Like, that's how I work.
Well, here's the other thing I got to throw this out here too, Stacey, and I think this is why I'm happy you're on the show, and we'll have to talk after as well. If I'm considered the Sean here in Canada, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yes.
I was the Howard Stern last week, now I'm Sean this week.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
it's
prefer
great.
Sean over Howard Stern.
Well, I'll take Howard too.
He's
I know what Howard makes.
He's a good podcaster.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Anyways, I was going to say this because I believe so strong in this because I've seen it. People follow people and they connect with people and believe what Sean says instead of a company. So if we have people out there supporting and bringing their products into these places, and these places realizing how important they are to the industry, if they talk about programs like yourself and the other programs that they're using, you'll see a better connection. I think that's where we're resisting in Canada, in my mind, is that we're still believing that people follow companies up here and believe these companies and what they're saying. And we haven't seen that shift over like we have in the States, where we really start to know the CEOs of these big companies, or we're starting to see and put faces to these companies. This isn't new, by the way, Dominic. Do you remember Wendy's and the Colonel, right? You know, Dave was from Wendy's and the Colonel. We related to those brands that way. And today we got disconnected from that, I think, through social. And I think in the early 2000s, we saw that disconnect. We thought, the companies, because I used to do this on menus. It was so strong to put someone's brand on a menu. Remember brand recognition and stuff like this when you saw in marketing, that if you had a corporate brand beside your product, you're probably going to see it win because there was a trust there. This has changed so much today that people don't really connect with those big brands or believe those big brands of what they're saying. And I think we can thank, social once again has influenced a lot of that, where we believe people like Sean, when Sean gets on video and goes, hey guys, this is a great program, you got to try it out. We're like, ooh, let's go try it out. Sean said, right? Instead of the company saying, hey, you got to try this out. We're going to be like, like it's not the same thing. So I love when we have people like yourself on the show where we get to learn about your company through you, opposed to hearing it on a commercial. That doesn't work, people. Right? Like, and I think that's where we see restaurant. I think Canada's still a little bit behind in that. I think we're getting there.
I think
still
it's
a
like
little bit of a
also
hill.
a culture of like, you have to trust the people behind the brand. Like you hear those stories of like cancel culture. Somebody at a company does something wrong. Guess what? Nobody's going there anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But Sean is trusted. He's been doing this for a few years now. He's consistent and he's built his network.
Done the same thing. And I've done the same thing, to this about me at all, but it has been
a podcast.
Well, but the thing is I started 4 years ago, probably around the same time, maybe a little bit later than Sean, a year or so, but it was the same thing. And today Dominic knows how serious I take. It may look like we're having a goofy time and having a great time here and all this stuff. No, it's a lot of work. It's many weekends and stuff of understanding or looking for amazing guests or looking at what that brand is. Do we have it? Is it going to be something that we want to associate our brands with? And how do we build our brand up to be authentic? Like I typically don't talk about myself, or I talk about what I do. In a sense, I want to hear everyone else because there's that trust. Like you have to build that trust. You lose that trust, then I lose 4 years like that. And it's a click of the finger. No one will believe you. No one will listen to your shows.
Yeah.
No one will tune into you, or no one's going to want to come on your show, right? Because it's all this shift. We're so. I think we have to. I think we're so. It's such a delicate place to play. So when we do stuff, it's because we truly believe in it. Like we truly believe in the product because we've done our homework. We've done a lot of stuff prior to that. We just sometimes make it look like it's pretty easy. Right. And Dominic makes everything look easy.
But isn't that what like restaurant life is? My favorite thing in life is
yes, it is actually.
And
you're
sit
right.
in a restaurant and just like enjoy an amazing meal and have a drink and be with good friends. So like
Exactly.
I'm putting my energy towards making their lives easier so that I can continue to have those amazing experiences.
Yeah, good
No,
for you.
you're so right though, and that's exactly it. Right? Is that
Like
the
The
restaurant
Bear.
industry makes it look so easy.
Everybody should watch The Bear. Anybody who
Patty.
loves going to a restaurant has to watch that movie or that series.
Yeah.
I could have had my own bear movie show on when I was running my place. I make that place look like a like that's nothing compared to what I used to do.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's late night. That's late show. But no, I find this fascinating, Stacey, and I love all the brands you guys are connected with. I think they're awesome. I know a lot of them. I do know the people that are part of them. And you guys are connected from the delivery, marketing, payments, POS. You got it all under one spot. I think it's awesome. Now, where's the places that you do want to see more growth within Canada? I know Dominic says you're on your trajectory to move up here more and more.
Yeah.
Are you going to, is Toronto going to be the place that we're going to see more of this? Or we're going to see some Vancouver, Calgary?
I mean,
Or
it's
Saskatoon.
where those like brands are headquartered.
It's,
Okay.
it's
I don't know if we have
Alberta.
any.
Alberta or Toronto. for sure.
Alberta, a little bit in Vancouver, Toronto, absolutely. I also think that connecting, like I'm very partner oriented when I also work for a platform product that has a lot of integrations, but Seven Shifts was the same way. And I sell very much on a partnership basis, like with my relationships. So the Toast Canada rep and I are very well connected and in helping improve the ecosystem of Canada.
Yeah.
Something I also thought recently is like, you think about our population and how spread out we are. I don't know if we had the same chance to build a community pre-pandemic that the US would have had because we're so far spread out. But now hopefully we can do that digitally.
I think St. Louis opened here in Alberta recently, Jay.
Yeah, I
Maybe-
know.
Oh yeah, I was telling you, I saw you're connected to Trevor. I was telling him he needs to bring something to Saskatoon. But he
Well,
did mention the
Saskatoon does have
Alberta
cool
location.
places, though. Saskatoon does have cool. I have to give. It has changed a lot
Got a
since.
great food scene.
Amazing food scene. But I
The
want to
thing
show
is,
this.
we have like super large corporate brands and then really small, tiny restaurants. There's no like mid-market here.
So I have a couple of shout outs because one, the cave is awesome, period.
Oh, yeah, the
Two.
cave is sweet. It hasn't changed
Two.
since it was built.
The first Fuddruckers in Canada was Saskatoon.
Really?
So do you know that there's only 2 Fuddruckers in Canada and it's Saskatoon and Regina?
Did you know that, Dominic?
There's still 2 Fuddruckers in both those cities? Really?
Yep.
Ask my American colleagues if they know what Fuddruckers is because I took my kids there on Sunday.
I remember going there with my kids. It's awesome. It's fun.
It's awesome, dude. They used to have the beef in the front, be shaving the cow and hanging the cow. Like that's way back, Stacey, way back. Anyways,
Yeah.
I do want to
Very
say,
minor.
very good,
Our
Dominic.
buddy from John Rubigliati used to run the Calgary Fuddruckers. Do you know John Rubigliati? Yeah.
John?
Yeah, he was the
way.
manager of that location. Way back. Like way back.
That's
Fuddruckers
way
has probably gone from Calgary for 20 years.
At least, no,
But then
way
the
more
thing
than that.
that blew their minds was I was like, I don't think this exists in the US, but we also have batting cages and a mini golf course and
Exactly.
an
Wow.
arcade beside it, all the same
And they
parking
still
lot.
probably do well, right? Do they do
Yeah.
Oh
good?
yeah, it's packed all the time.
I
Oh
think
my
they would
God,
do good in
Stacey.
Calgary. I really do. I think they do
Oh, today
great.
it would. Today it would. Today it would. Anyways, I do want to say a few of these things that we're reminiscing from Saskatoon, but I do want to put a couple of things out here, Stacey, because these are significant big numbers here. So St. Louis Bar and Grill, since they switched to you, they've seen an increase in 66% in their digital sales. That's
Awesome.
insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I mean, the numbers are different, obviously, if you like have an existing app and you want to consolidate and come through, but there's a lot of brands in Canada that don't have an app. They don't have, I mean, they might have online ordering, but that's what I mean about people defaulting to third party because the experience is better for a guest. Like I downloaded the Dairy Queen app. Dairy Queen is the most fragmented brand in all of the restaurant industry. I download their app. Guess what? I sign up for an account and I get some promo codes, but there's like, I can't order from it. There's no loyalty. I can't do anything. Why would I have an app on my phone where I can just get some promo codes? Like, can't I just get those off the internet and not have the app on my phone? So then you default and you go to third party, Uber, Skip, DoorDash, any of those. But I'm hoping to be a part of helping change that culture.
Mhm.
So that
Well,
we can
I
go
think
to the
what-
restaurant brand
you gotta-
before we go to third
Yeah.
party.
But I think you got an these are great, incredible numbers. Dominic, these are huge numbers. When you're driving revenue that some of these places are doing, those are big numbers when you're moving up 50, 70, 85, all these percentages. Even wings are hard to sell, just FYI. And you're
And that
increasing 13 and
that
10?
13.18% was on basket value from we have a feature called upsell. It's like
Yeah,
you would
I'm
probably
going
be
to ask you
familiar
about
with it.
that before
You
we
get
go. Yeah.
upselled before you check out. And they didn't currently have that in place. So it's really interesting when I'm talking to
Okay,
brands.
tell us more
I
about
ask
this
them,
upsell. What is this upsell?
Yeah.
Because I saw it on here.
So
a big
essentially,
part.
it's data science, and we will take what is in the guest's current basket and then look at what other people have paired along those items. So it'll avoid
Shoot,
like
no way.
replacements. It'll avoid like it'll work with seasonality, and work to suggest them items so we can increase that basket value for them there. And then also they're able to override it if you want. Like we have a
Mhm.
client in Miami that's very environmentally focused and they don't want to put cutlery with every single delivery order. So they add it as a override to add cutlery
Really?
versus the upsell. But that is an option for the guests. Yeah.
That's cool.
Could have that for
Yeah.
a plastic bags, Dominic?
Yeah.
Those are-
One cool thing I want to talk about this feature we released last year is menu intelligence.
Yeah, okay, tell us
So
about
it
that.
ranks your menu items from 0 to 100, green, yellow, red,
Okay.
and lets you know which are your best-selling menu items. But it's not just best-selling. It's what menu items are turning your customers into more loyal customers. So
Wow.
like, is
Yeah.
fries your number one selling item? Yeah,
Yes.
probably. But guess what? We give fries with every single meal. So it's not really creating more loyal customers. And that is perfect for somebody like me who goes into a restaurant and is like, I have a gluten allergy. So I'm like, I have a gluten allergy, server's recommendation. Like I always go for the server's recommendation.
Yeah.
So sometimes if I'm ordering online, I just get like overwhelmed or like sick of choices and I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'll just make mac and cheese or something. So I would love to have somebody suggesting to me menu items that might be better for me based on my preferences.
That's awesome. Where's the
Yes.
company headquartered?
Boston.
Boston. And they started about 8 years ago. And are they international or just focused on North American market still?
North American. Yeah. I mean, you talk about the tech companies slowly coming up to Canada. Like for a lot of them, it might not be worth it. Like California has more
Yeah.
people than all of Canada. So
Yeah.
if they can
Yeah.
sell within one state, it's like, there you go. But in the case of Toast and another point of sale provider we integrate with, Q Point of Sale, they have brands that are essentially bringing them up to Canada.
Mm.
So they're working with these brands to come in, but then like Toast, for example, needs to get certain pieces in order to release more of the suite that they have compared to the US.
Wow.
They've been
Right.
there for 10 years. So yeah, it's I
Well, it's
appreciate
incredible.
people like Toast and Q and Incentivio.
Yeah,
being
I'm
there.
impressed. Well done. Another winner guest there, Dominic.
Yeah, you're just
You
like
know.
batting 100, man. You're doing awesome.
And seriously, like this is incredible, Stacey. Thank you so much for
Oh,
coming
I
on our
was so
show
excited to be
tonight. And I don't know if it's snowing there. It's snowing here right now.
No.
It's
We're
coming your
in-
way.
We had a cold day today, but is it supposed to snow? I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know if you're getting.
I mean,
Yeah.
that massive snow we got was, it was like 2.5 feet. It was crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and
It
in
was good.
Tennessee, they're talking about rain.
Exactly. Mm.
1.5 centimeters, right?
Tough
No,
day.
inches.
Okay, well, 2.5, 3 centimeters. One big.
Mm.
Wow. You got 2.5 feet
Feet.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And
well,
you still put-
Stacey,
to dance.
thanks, Stacey, for joining us tonight. Don't go anywhere as we wrap up here. We want to chat with you
Okay.
before you go.
Sure.
Always got to say that now because everyone disappears and they run
Oh,
away
I'll
from
wait.
us. They run.
I can't leave the comedy show.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, thanks so much, Stacey. Everyone, please,
Thanks, Stacey.
you go over to your website, itsat.com. Is that right?
Incentivio.com.
Incentivio.
Yeah.
Well, don't even try to
Think
let her say it.
incentive, like incentive. We're incentivizing. So Incentivio.
Incentivio. I can't even try. We'll talk about changing.
You
Can we
can
change
practice that. It's
names
the
of your
T.
company?
That's
Can
why
we-
you let me do the intro, Shay. Let me say.
Thank you.
And I would just default to Stacy. Stacy, can you remind us about the website again?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's his
Incentivio.com.
trick.
There you go. It's like
get
when
all
you
the
meet
bloody
somebody and you
tricks.
can't remember their name, and then you introduce your friend.
Exactly. I'm gonna story about that one day.
I didn't even know that trick. I just learned something. I
Yeah,
was like,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
was your
that's the
name
best
again?
trick ever.
I love it. Anyway,
They said,
Stacey,
"You're not a
thank you
company,
again.
You don't know anything. Yeah, okay.
It's not, the poor girl's gonna go to work tomorrow, Dominic. Anyways, thanks again, and everyone else. We'll let you go, Stacey, and don't go anywhere. We'll just pull you out of here. Anyways, Dominic, another winner.
Hey, did we say? I don't think we said again. This isn't a podcast. We only said it
No,
once.
it's not. It's not. Nope.
Not a podcast, right?
No, not at all.
But
Not
it's
at
on the
all.
regular. It might be out there with the other stuff somewhere.
Yeah, it is. I've heard
Okay.
it's out
You've
there
heard,
with the
but
other.
It's not podcast stuff.
It's not a podcast.
It's a
I
live
think it's a
streaming event
Yeah, show.
show.
Late night show. Yeah, we're
Late
trying
night
for TV. If that even, I don't think you need to be on TV anymore.
No, why would you go to
No.
TV?
Yeah. Anyways, that was incredible. Eh? I love the upsell thing. I love the menu thing. I love the pricing, integrations to every cool
Yeah,
system
no
out
hidden
there.
fees. Good for them.
No hidden
Support's
fees.
included. They're not charging you for storing your shit. Like, just good for them.
She's in Canada.
Yeah, well, in Saskatoon and
Saskatoon.
good for Saskatoon. I didn't know that 7 Shifts was from there, but they, Incentivio did the right thing. They went and grabbed the best person and
Best
put her
one.
on the job,
Yeah,
man. So awesome, good for them. Yeah, they're going to have incredible success because
they will.
again, now back to everyone needs a podcast. Everyone needs something like this. They do. Restaurants need this. They need it.
I don't know
Cool.
how you do it without.
Well, my first question was, do people even know it's there? Back to we've had this discussion many times. People that don't go look have no idea what all the tech that's out there that can help their business, right?
That's why we have them on our show, Dominic. That's why we bring them on our show. That's why we have everyone on our show so we can bring this to the industry in Canada. We're going to keep hunting and finding these amazing companies that are up here or coming up here or are up here and we just don't know about them. Because I think the amount of shows that we've done lately in the last few weeks, I didn't really know about them.
I gotta ask her if she's going
You
to the
got
restaurant.
that title? You don't know about these ones? There's a gap.
Yeah,
So we need to bring them up.
We'll have to ask her off air, but is she? Can we bring her back in for a sec?
We can do anything we want.
Sorry,
am.
one more question.
I am going.
Oh, you're going to be at the RC show. Cool. So will I. But are you going to have a not $20,000 booth there?
Correct. It cost me $168 for a 2-day pass.
You're just attending. You can come
Yeah,
and
I'll be
hang out at
attending.
our booth, and I'll let you hand out stuff if you want.
Perfect. I will do that. I'll be walking around. We're hosting an event, so I should invite you guys.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So you will be there. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't
bye,
invite
Leanne.
the restaurant
Okay,
guy.
bye.
Don't do that. Anyways, we'll see you later, Stacey. Anyways, Dominic, another great guest.
We want her to still hang out if she's listening. Okay.
Yeah, Stacey, don't go anywhere. We're gonna grill it. We're gonna grill you later. Anyways, another great show, Dominic. And tomorrow we have another show with another rock star, and I think that's going to be like, I don't know, we haven't really had a bad show lately. Not that we ever had. No,
We never had a bad show, Jay. Come on.
never had a bad show. It's not a show, by the way. It's not
We save that for Safe Check.
exactly.
For the Safe Check show.
No, come on,
Remember
that's
when
awesome.
So, Jay, can I just tell you one thing? Why we changed the name of that show, the Safe Check, to the Safe Check podcast?
Right?
My co-host couldn't announce the fucking name, man.
That was the shtick of it. It was the shtick. It was the funny part that I couldn't see.
27 shows later, and I think you finally got it. Then we changed the name, man.
There's a rule, people. When you do podcasts, name your shit one thing. The Purple Podcast would win 100 times with me. The late night show,
Purple
late
Pickle,
night
right?
restaurant show. We'll
Is
do
it
it.
the Purple Pickle? Yeah, the late
I got my newsletters, Purple Pickle.
Yeah.
Purple Pickle newsletter.
Purple Pickle. Yeah, it's awesome. I think
Yeah.
I like that name actually.
Yeah. Do you see? The pickles are pink.
Oh, is it called the pink pickle and not
I
the
think
purple pickle?
It's not purple now.
Oh, see, well, so much for me knowing the name.
Yeah. Thanks.
But you should go trademark that name too.
The
In
Purple
case somebody wants to have a competitive podcast.
I'm gonna go switch it. You'll see that tonight. I'll be working on it. Anyways, she's incredible. Program's incredible. I really like everyone. Let's start embracing some of these tech companies. I know it's a mess in the past, and I've seen it. These companies are coming up here and having solutions all under one umbrella. I think it's the way to go.
Exactly, and the cost isn't what they used to be like right
No,
now.
they're not even
Cost of
close.
entry is really low.
They're
and-
low.
Yeah, and getting that, like, you're wasting money right now on doing
Your phrase,
multiple
you know
things.
what?
If you can get it all under
The
one,
world of
it's awesome.
hospitality
So
is always
You'll grow and you'll make more money. That's the whole
It's fueled by
ticket.
innovation and new technology.
well, and look at the benefit to your customers, right?
National Restaurant
So
Show.
and
You'll find
you're
everything
growing
you
your
need
brand,
to
which
plate
is
up success for
me
your
and you know
operation.
is really
And
important
now and
to
into
that
the
restaurant.
Whether you're looking to
All right,
adapt
let's
your
wrap it up.
offerings,
Thanks everyone
satisfy
for joining us
shifting diner
tonight.
expectations,
Stacey, don't go
seamlessly
anywhere. We'll be chatting
navigating
with you in a
these
second.
razor-thin
And everyone
crazy
else,
markets.
have a great evening, and we'll see you
Integrated
tomorrow night.
Back strategies to offset your labor challenges.
9:30 sharp,
Look at
Dominic.
Canada's restaurant guide. This show is everything you need
Wow.
for your business. So let's talk about this. Let's get down into this. So you know what? You're going to see ideas come to life at the National Restaurant Show. You're going to find inspiration, and you're going to find the next big concept and everything that will help you with your business. Do you know this show floor, which is absolutely massive, has over 900 product categories, from award-winning food and beverage items to innovative back-of-the-house equipment and technology. I hope I'm going to see one of those little robots. This event is your one-stop shop. So you know what you need to do? Go to the official website, www.nationalrestaurantshow.com, and register with promo code podcast24 to save $55 off your current registration rate. When it comes to staying on top of what's happening in hospitality and ahead of what's next, that's important, people. That is very important. There's no place like this show. Join your peers at the show, for food service in Chicago, May 18th to the 21st, and get a taste of the future. I can't wait.